And we look forward to hearing from you. Michael, good to see you there, by the way. And so, over the past 15 years, Anna Miskov has worked for both international and Polish companies addressing transformation challenges with innovative approaches. In each of these roles, she has engaged in dialogues with governmental and non-governmental organizations, institutions, universities, and patient advisory groups. So throughout her career, she has collaborated with professionals from diverse fields, including health-conscious scientists. Her mission is to create an interdisciplinary platform that leverages their collective expertise to promote mental well-being for all. She has a number of degrees to her name, but recently she completed postgraduate studies in art therapy at the Higher School of Special Education in Warsaw. As an avid admirer of classical and modernist art, particularly painting and sculpture, she is currently developing an acrylic painting workshop. I look forward to that. That will be great. Her fascination lies in exploring the therapeutic potential of various artistic disciplines. And she is, of course, the president of her own association in art therapy. We are really looking forward, Anna, to this presentation, this discussion. And the floor is now yours. We hand over to you. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you for this wonderful introduction. I feel really flattered and honored that I can meet with you guys from so many places in the world, and I can introduce our initiative, which was developed in Poland, in Central Europe. So please let me share screen. Now I will try.
Yeah, any problems, Susan can help you.
Do you see the presentation?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, yeah. Great. So I'm speaking in real life, I'm speaking very fast, but for this presentation, I will try to speak more slowly to make my English understandable and accessible for you. Before I start this presentation, and I will take you into this journey through our concept, I just wanted to share some reflections about art therapy in general, why we are talking about art therapy today. It was also the reason which lay down before setting and formatting our foundation. So I understand and I'm convinced that art therapy responds to significant social needs these days. It supports mental health and mental well-being. It teaches how to care for mental health and mental well-being. It actively involves people and stimulate their creativity and leave them, after all, feeling significantly better. Also, by bringing people together, can prevent loneliness and social isolation. And this understanding of art therapy benefits lead us to create this program for students, which we realized during the recent last year. Its name was Students' Mental Health into the Limelight. Okay, I'm trying to change the slide. Before I will tell you about some details about this program and our motivation and results, I want to say a few words about our organization, which is, I can say, brand new. I'm always saying that the organization is young, but people behind it, they are old. But it means only that we are experienced in different areas. But how we define our mission with we think about ourselves that we are a non-profit organization which is dedicated to educational and therapeutic support, utilizing various art techniques based on scientifically confirmed potential of art therapy. This is very important for us, this bridge between art therapy and science. We believe in the profound impact of artistic expression on mental health, emotional well-being, and personal development. Through our programs and initiatives, we strive to make art therapy accessible to everyone and to implement, we would like also to implement art therapy on this into mainstream of healthcare, mental health care on systemic level. And these are people who are creating this organization, and they are spirituous movements of our activities. So what I want to underline is the fact that we come from different areas. In our scientific council, we have doctors, top professionals in their areas. We have cardiologist who is the chairperson of the scientific council. We have psychiatrists on board. They are professors. We have also Polish icon in art therapy, which is Dr. Alexandra. We have a specialist, season project manager, which is Paul, and Robert is our window to art world in Poland, which allow us an open contact to different artistic organization, artists, and cultural world. Our understanding of art therapy, I prepared, I'm talking about this our understanding of art therapy. However, I think that every one of us today has its own understanding, definition, because right now in literature, you can find many definitions, many associations have their own understanding. So that's why I want to present how we understand, because it's a little bit different from others. And the Polish icon of art therapy defined it like that, our understanding. There are fundamental differences between using simple art therapy techniques and the results of comprehensive art therapy programs. So we focus on comprehensive art therapy programs, which have strategic treatment goals. All our art therapists, they have clinical background and clinical practice, and they can say from their practice that they observe fascinating results of this approach in hospitals, because they gain their experience in hospitals, in clinical environment. What more, one of our scientific council members define it like that: a crisis can be a developmental driver. It also can lead to failure to cope and become as a mental disorder. Hence the importance of psychotherapy, learning to manage thoughts, emotions, or difficulties in actions with the assistance of an expert. So we believe that through our lifetime, we all are facing different crises, and this crisis can lead us to mental disorder, or if we can cope with it with effective methods, it can bring us to development, to our personal development. So our definition of art therapy is says that it is a form of cognitive behavioral therapy that uses different artistic techniques like painting, drawing, or other techniques to encourage free self-expression. It is used as a remedial or diagnostic action in the treatment of a wide range of mental disorders or psychological distress. The goal is to use a creative process to discover and express oneself through finding new ways to gain personal insight and develop new coping skills in life. So this is, I believe right now, this is clear how we see it. Our mission and our understanding of art therapy, and where we see its role for people, for self-development. And now I would like to start talking a little bit about the program which we developed for Polish university students. And I want to say that at the beginning of our activity, we didn't think particularly about helping university students. But they invited us. To present art therapy potential. They organized a mental health week because they were struggling with some problems, mental problems. There was a increased number of suicidal trials in the university. They felt, students, I mean, they felt that they are left alone, and they were looking for some alternative approaches to help themselves, to heal themselves. That's why they invited us to show potential of art therapy. So it was kind of coincidence that we met. But of course, we were open as a foundation to help. So we occurred during this this activity, this mental health week, with our presentation of art therapy. However, we said at the very beginning that this cannot be therapy because it will take only 1 week, and we didn't know very deeply their problems, their struggles. So we went there and we did just basic workshops with students. However, what we saw and what we heard during these workshops brought us to such point that we said, no, we cannot leave these students alone. We cannot. We have to help them. So we started talking with their organization, student organization, to go deeper in to discover their needs, their problems. We start talking with high-profile administration of the university to reveal what is the problem, what can be, you know, everything. Very deep research and very deep research and screening of their needs. So this research took 3 months before we create the proper program for them. But just, I'm talking about students, I'm talking about universities, but there are different universities in the world. I just want to mention that these two, which we start cooperating, are one of 2 main universities in Poland. One of them is Medical University, which has over 10,000 students. And the second one is Top Technical University in Poland, which has over 25,000 students. So these universities are top and are big in Poland. And together with students and with university administration, we formulated our objectives for the program, which we decided to lead for them, to prepare, design, and lead. And we defined our objectives as enhancing awareness about mental health in general among students. We also wanted to fight with some stigmas, which we recognize it is a problem among students. Stigmas connected to mental struggles. And also we wanted to motivate students to seek helps everywhere if they feel they need help, because we discovered during our research that they are sitting alone, they are feeling alone, and it's getting worse and worse. And we also discovered that that students still they are struggling with pandemic effects. It influenced their life in such significant size that it was still very heavy for them. And they were, as I mentioned before, there were increased numbers of suicide attempts on one university. On the another university, they were struggling with addictions. It was increase of addictions of drugs, alcohol, gambling, and games. So having this knowledge, having this research, which took us 3 months, we prepared special program for students. And according to my best knowledge today, it was the first ever mental health supporting program for students based on art therapy. So here is a snapshot of our program, or elements of this program, which we designed. We organized premiere and start of this program on 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day globally. We wanted to provoke media debate about mental health in general. And we also wanted to put into the limelight that students are this group which are in urgent need of this help. We created 4 groups in this program, 4 groups, 2 in one university and 2 in another one. 15, every group was 15 people, consists of 15 people. We involved professional art therapists with clinical background to prepare tailor-made programs. So there were different programs in every group. There was a little bit different program adjusted to struggles, to situation, to emotions of participants. And in all these programs, different disciplines, different elements of art therapy were used, like elements of music therapy, dance therapy, some kind of relaxation techniques, painting, psychodrawing, different. In one was also photography, because we wanted first to show them variety of possibilities within art therapy, and also we wanted to teach them some techniques, some easy tasks which can help them also after the program ends. So we were developing these programs. It took 3 months. Every group took 3 months. This art therapeutic program. Then we prepared with our scientific council evaluation survey. This survey was great because it combined different tools, different surveys which are recognized scientifically around the world. So we combined our questions as organizers, designers of our therapeutic program, but we combined with life quality scale, for example, with Beck's depression scale. We combined with some parts of Athens insomnia scale. So different tools from different not areas, but aspects, touching different aspects of the quality life of our students and mental condition. So we did this evaluation, and right now we are at the moment of in the moment of preparing report with some with presentation of these conclusions after these programs and after evaluation, but also we don't want just to describe what happened. We want also to prepare some experts' recommendation how to deal in the future, how to make academic environment more mental friendly for students. So we are looking for funds to prepare different funds in different organizations, in different offices, in different governmental and non-governmental bodies in Poland. But what we found out right now, that students are totally beyond any radar. So there are, of any institutions, it's very difficult to find finances, to find funds to do something for students, for this age group, because kids, kids, and youth, they are in these radars. They are in different strategies. In the city of Warsaw, for example, they are in the strategy. So there are money, there are budgets to help these groups. But for students, they are treated as adults, already adults. So they are beyond everything. But in fact, what our therapeutic programs showed, they are still like kids, especially these students who are in very prestigious universities. Because before to be admitted to start these studies in the prestigious universities, few years before, they were spending time only on learning, on preparing for these universities. So they were dedicated totally to school, and their emotional level is like frozen, like suspended, you know, on this lower age. So for us, we saw that on emotional level, they are still kids. So they really deserve to be helped, because they cannot even say what they feel. Before we started workshops, before we started working with them, they had difficulties to explain how they feel. They could only say, you know, that we noticed there was a gap between how they are describing their life. For example, at the beginning, they were saying, we have difficulties with sleeping. But we know that this is a symptom of depression, can be, you know, taking into account different other different symptoms. So they were saying, we are, it sounds very innocent. We have difficulties with sleeping, some anxiety, some fears. And then there was nothing else, and suicide trial or attempts, or, you know, it was looking very innocent, and then the result was very dramatic. So there was nothing between, they didn't have any vocabulary to describe their emotional state between. So we identified that this language, on this language level, it is also, there is also a gap, which we would like to work deeper later.
Ayana, about 10 minutes to go.
Okay. I'm going to thank you very. It was very, Chris. It was very helpful.
There we are.
I have to tell you, it was very helpful. Okay. We still are working on a report with some recommendation of experts, and we have experts from Poland, as I showed you before, but we also are in touch with other experts. For example, we know similar programs were developed in United States, in Stanford University or in Florida State University. So we are in touch with these experts too. We want to use their recommendation adjust to Polish specific to Polish environment. And this is our next step. And then we will focus on the promotion of this program. But this is the future. I want to, before I go through some details, I want to tell you that if you will be interested or you will have some questions to me after this presentation, my email will be available, and you are welcome to approach me and ask about whatever you want regarding this activity. So I will try to be quick with giving you some scripts about classes which we realized for students. I will tell you about one group which was in medical university, and during the first 2 meetings, the art therapist, she focused on introducing art therapy, describing what art therapy is, defining scope and methods. It was also time to getting to know each other between participants, and to give, some to draw some scope and methods of art therapy. And also it was time during these first 2 meetings to discover student motivation, why they decided to participate in such a program, and their expectations. So students were motivated by mainly curiosity and interest in different art forms. They expect that they will discover potential of art in managing personal and academic life. They were looking for new way of relax, and also they perceived this program as enjoyable activity. Okay. Meeting during next few meetings, 3, 4, and 5 meetings, they were based. The program of this meeting was based on photography. So not drawing, not painting, not dancing yet, but photography. And the question was, what I see here is. And from painting, from photographs, pictures prepared by art therapists, students were asked to create their own motion story from these materials, and then to present, to talk about it. So the goal of these activities was to stimulate their imagination and to put their attention to reflect on their feelings and emotions when they were creating the story. And what about student reactions for this proposition, for this type of activity? There were very different reactions, from following, from just doing the task, or there were also some rebels. They wanted to do something totally different, or to, they were raising questions, challenging the art therapist. And some of them had some difficulties with creativity, with involving into creative task. About self-reflection, this kind of effect, results of this activity, we noticed that stories were unintentionally reflected personal life of students and their families and their situation. And these activities, these classes also help them to create a bond, to feel comfortable in the group, and to build this therapeutic potential of working in a group. As a next task, the art therapist asked them to prepare pictures, photos, which describe themselves without showing their faces. So it was self-portrait without particular portrait. And it was the goals of this task were to stimulate them to answer the questions: who I am, what social roles do I play. It was the goal was also to build their self-esteem, self-awareness, and also to go to understand better their relationship with their surroundings. So it was also my observation after this first week of art therapy, which we realized for students, that one thing is that they have troubles to describe how they feel, to describe their emotions. But another thing is that they really don't have time to raise these questions. They live in such a hectic, such a busy schedule every day that they really don't have time to stop and think about who I am, where I am, what is my role, where I'm going, what is the direction of my life. So these type of questions were for these students very new, and it was a challenge for them. Okay, this is a summary of what I said already, and it was an example of classes in Katowice in Medical University, which was based on photography. But during other classes with different groups, we were using, as you see, and I mentioned it before as well, different artistic techniques, from music therapy, mindfulness, body movements, intuitive body movements. Was also amazing to observe how they react and how they feel after these classes. Painting, drawing, modeling, sculpting, and writing, also writing. This is what we did during this program. And here are a few conclusions from evaluation process. So we know from after service that participants, they were feeling safe, and they had the opportunity to express difficult emotions and experiences through art. For some of them, it was very new area, art, because as I said, they are studying at technical university and medical university. So art and art therapy, this is not obvious for them, not obvious discipline. However, they appreciated this very much, and they were discovering, so they were very curious about it. The program created opportunity to learn ways to cope with the pandemic stress and other life difficulties. They had a lot of difficulties caused by also academic pressure, social pressure comes from the parents and their environments. If they were studying on prestigious university, the pressure was huge. They felt that they are operating, they are living under huge pressure. In groups through these 3 months, because this program took 3 months, they were meeting every week in groups. They felt we built atmosphere of acceptance. They felt integrated after these classes, this cycle. Also with students from different countries, from Belarus and from Ukraine, because students from these countries also took part in classes. What else? They were confirming they feel more self-aware and they felt better with themselves. Also, they mentioned that they improved communication skills, presentation, because they were pushed to, not pushed because, not pushed, but they were stimulated to talk about their emotions, about their thoughts in a group. So they felt their communication skills, they were open after this program. And what else? And also they mentioned that it helped them with loneliness and isolation feeling which they had. It also was eye-opening for them, because every university has its own artistic program, but they are not connected under one umbrella, under one goal. So after this program, students were saying, okay, in my university, there is a music band, or there is an exhibition of something, or there is a sculpture group of people who do sculptures. Maybe I will join. Maybe I will open to this. So it was also stimulating them to search new ways of coping with stress, everyday stress. Here, just few pictures from these workshops. Just few, because every one of us knows how it looks. And this is the end. Thank you very much. And my email.
Yeah, if people would like to take down that email.
Yes, you are invited. You are invited. It was only one of this program. It's only one of our programs. We are doing a lot of different activities. This year, we also acquired a grant from the Minister of Culture in the field of cultural education, which is based on art therapy. And we start in October with a festival of art therapy in Poland. And it will be, we have grant, we have funds to realize it in 3 consecutive years. So this is another example of our activity. We were also invited to co-create program addressing postpartum depression for young families, also based on art therapy. And also we are a member of a working group where we try to design some educational activities also based on art therapy for children in Gaza. But this is very, very demanding, and this is a topic for maybe another meeting.
Sure. Anna, thank you very much. If you'd like to take down that presentation, that would be good.
Yes.
There we are. So thank you so much for a very fascinating presentation and describing the technique that you have used, or that you and your colleagues have used. We have various comments which are coming in on chat, which I will share with you a little bit. A gentleman called Claude from the Collective Arts Development Association, or CADA, from Cameroon. And he has a question. We'll come back to you in 1 second, Angere. And then Alejandro, who has quite an interesting set of comments. We focus on migration, social impact, and migrant lived experience. We are more on visual arts using available mediums as a springboard for ethical storytelling. We'll come back to that maybe. And a little earlier on, we had Nilambari Prasad, who was telling us about the intersection of climate change and arts, and the upskill artists to collaborate with scientists, which sounds interesting. We're designing workshops to focus on climate change, exacerbation of mental health, and so on. So Nilambari, I'm going to call upon you in a minute just to give us a couple of thoughts from your side. And you can also ask about the festival at the same time. I was just going to say to you, Anjwere, you had a question, I believe, from Cameroon. Where are you, sir? Or madame? Yes, you got your hand up if you'd like to ask your question.
Yeah, just you need to unmute yourself. Maybe you are speaking. So, oh, yes.
There we are.
Okay,
Well
now.
done.
Do you get me now?
Now we get.
Hear you. Yes.
Thank you very much. Good day, everybody. I'm sorry I came late. Yeah, but I had to attend the meeting. Okay, I'm Claude I'm from Cameroon. I'm founder and director of Collective Arts Development Association, CADA. It's an arts-oriented organization. We use arts and social entrepreneurship skill development to combat substance use, abuse, and crime among youth in Cameroon as a result of the Anglophone crisis, which started in 2016. So actually, I use art as visual arts, and crafts to combat substance use and abuse, crime, and other societal vices among youth. So my question goes thus: how do you assess the value of art therapy to combat societal vices like what I'm doing? How do you evaluate it? I want to know the measures that you guys take to evaluate art therapy to combat or to look for social positive changes in communities. Is there any particular strategy or measure to evaluate the function of art?
Yeah, that's so. Look, Anna, we've got a really deep question here, and you're not going to be answer every aspect of it, but you're being asked essentially, how do you evaluate the value of art therapy in relation?
Visual, yes.
Yes, in particular the visual arts.
Sure.
In relation to the actually the gentleman talking is Claude.
Yeah.
In relation to the kind of people that he's working with, people with drug addiction and so on.
Sure.
Thanks, Claude, very much.
Yes, we don't have such a program right now because we are struggling. We are facing other problems in Poland already. As you know, we have war beyond our borders. So we have Ukrainians and we have Belarusians. So we are struggling, you know, with integrating these groups in Poland. But what I know from, you know, from different scientific sources, and we also believe in this, we are using elements of visual arts to address post-traumatic stress and chronic stress. Visual arts is the most powerful tool to address these problems, these mental struggles, because it gives you opportunity to talk about your emotions, about your trauma without words. So sometimes it goes from different level of your consciousness, you know, what you are visualize in painting or drawing. But we don't have already specialists on board from that. But what we are doing, we are going to start a program using or based on craft as an element, as a technique, which will help us to build connection between the different cultures. I said Belarusians, which build connection with tradition, older generation, and so on. So this will be, but this will be in the future, in the end of this year. I can say more about using craft to address these purposes, to integration of different cultures, problems, and so on. So intercultural and intergenerational. But what I said about visual arts, that this is, you know, instead of using words, but using words for traumatized person sometimes is impossible to describe the trauma. So visual arts, I can only say that this is, you are doing well, I think, to adjust this profile to your goal.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna. That's the part B of the question, please, for 1 second. Talking about art therapy. Therapy is a pharmacological term.
Yes.
Like we all know, it's kind of a pharmacological term. When you talk about art therapy now, I don't seem to understand, how do we associate therapy, and is it like we have to go to the hospital, we have to consult a mental health expert, or can I just do it in my workshop? Is it possible to do it like that, or must I invite the mental health expert? Kind of.
I will tell you from my perspective only. I can only say what I think in my opinion. So please take it like this, not a scientific source. From my practice, there are a lot of people who are doing just artistic workshops, and they are still artistic workshops, not art therapy. Art therapy can be designed and led by someone who has experience, you know, in art therapy field. In Poland, in our reality, these people comes from clinical environment, from psychiatric hospitals. However, we want to use them beyond psychiatric hospitals, because we believe that art therapy can be utilized everywhere, you know, in at home, in the center of culture, everywhere, in schools and everywhere. However, you need people who are maybe not certified, but who are qualified. We have in Poland studies at university dedicated to art therapy. I'm professional from different sphere, from different area, but I was able to do post-graduation studies in art therapy, which was designed, which lasted 1.5 years in a very good University of Special Education. So we have some knowledge. We know how we should design some programs. We had all of people who were graduated from this program. They had some experience with clinical art therapy in psychiatric hospital, dealing with people. We have some knowledge about different mental disorders, how to talk with people, for example, with anxiety, how to talk with people with Alzheimer. So, you know, you need some qualifications to do professional art therapy. However, basic, you know, artistic activity is better than nothing. But you cannot say that you can realize particular goal.
Yes,
you know what I mean, that only professional program has particular goal, and you can be sure that you are addressing this goal. If you are doing just artistic activity, probably it will be helpful, but we cannot say in what direction this will help.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you
Claude.
very much.
I wanted to bring in Nilambri. Welcome, Nilambri, to the webinar. You had some comments earlier on vis-a-vis climate change, mental health, and art. Do you want to just jump in and make a comment and give your question if you have one?
Sure, thank you. Hi, Anna. Thanks for the presentation. It was very helpful. And I just put it in the chat about our work. I'd love to connect. I have your email ID, so I will write you a note. I had a few questions. So one, I really wanted to know what plans you have for the festival that you said is coming up in October. And to amplify Alejandro's question, I have one related to that. You know, we were talking about impact, right? How do you measure the impact art therapy has had on the people you're, you know, using it on? So do you have, you know, indicators or some simple parameters that you can measure, that you can share with us? Of course, completely with you when you say that we need, you know, qualified people. But are there some simple indicators that that others can apply to their work? And a lot of people in this group, I think, have that question as well. And then another question I had was, do you have plans to expand your audience beyond university students with now the 3-year funding that you described you've received? How do you plan to grow this effort of art therapy?
Okay, thank you for your questions. They are very important, but the answer is not so simple. I have to say, you are asking, for example, for simple, you know, simple tools to use. What I can, of course, I can share with some tools we designed, but there is, according to my knowledge, there is no simple tool which fits all. So you have to still do, as I said before, these programs with students. You know, we did 3 months. It took us 3 months to do research, to talk with students, to check some facts, to talk with university representatives, to formulate what we have to address, what is the real problem. And we also, what we also used was, maybe it was simple, I can share some survey through internet, through their profiles on Facebook, with simple questions. How do you feel? How this, to, you know, to see with what they are struggling. And professionally, it was called needs screening survey. And for evaluation after the program, we also created a tool for evaluation, a tool which was built from few elements. One element, we just sit with our experts and we were creating questions, what we want to discover, what we want to know after the program. So it was part built of our questions. Another one, it was, we also used some parts of life quality scale, and this is globally, internationally recognized tool, this scale, in psychology. So in psychological clinics, you know, they are also using this to measure the quality, the feeling, the feeling of the person. Another tool was Beck's depression scale. This is also widely internationally recognized tool, survey, also questions, but it is, you know, it is created by psychologists. And another one also from this category, it is Athens insomnia scale. and also I can give you all these original names of these tools. And we combine different parts, you know, knowing what we did and what we want to discover, evaluate. We use these parts of these tools into our tool to measure. So this is one. I invite you to contact after this webinar. I can share with this original names, so you can see that this is, you know, this is available for everyone.
Thank you so much. Alejandro, I'm sorry, but we have got pretty much to the end of our program. Was your question a brief question that you had, Alejandro?
Yeah, hi, good evening to everybody. Actually, my question is how we'll be able to participate on in your program, and do you do you offer training for leaders, particularly like us, a grassroots organization? So those are the only two questions that I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alejandro. So this is a bid to start to spend the money that you have got, Anna. This is a bid that Alejandro would also like to use some of it for himself, in the sense that he is interested in knowing whether you provide training or whether he can become part of your program in some way. Alejandro, did you take Anna's email address?
Yes, I did.
Please write that in a more thoughtful way, so that you are clear with what you want to achieve with your mail to her. Anna, very quickly. Thank you.
Yes, what I can say that we have plans for rollout of all of our programs, because we are thinking about these programs as something systemic, what we can scale up, you know, to benefit as much people as possible. With art therapy, you can do many activities, but we think that we have to focus, and if we are doing something, we want to use it and roll up and scale up and develop. So this is our approach. Regarding funds and this grant which we got, I'm sorry to say, but in the stage of application, we have to particularly say for what we will be spending, every amount, every surname of the therapist. So everything is defined on the level, on the stage of application. So after, we can also invite people, organizations to support us, but this is voluntarily. So this is charity, no payment at this edition, in this edition. But as I mentioned before, we are active, and we will develop different programs. However, you know, this is not about concepts. What we can do, all is about funds. So we are looking for partners with whom we will be able to apply for funds, European funds. You know, there are different possibilities, but this is the most important before you start acting and developing other programs.
Anna, thank you. We've had people calling in from India, Bangladesh, Japan.
I'm super flattered. You are super nice, guys.
Well, Norway, UK, Kenya, Philippines, Poland, of course. So we've had a really multinational program today, and it's obvious that people have enjoyed the program. Many of them have stayed even past the hour, which is always a very good sign, although it's a very bad sign of chairmanship. And so from my perspective, I just wanted to say on all our behalf, a very warm thank you indeed, Anna, for your very interesting, very deep, and very helpful presentation, and very kind of you, gracious of you to permit people to write to you. And do by all means copy either me or Susan, so that we are aware of the transaction that is going on, so that we can be supportive. So for now, I just want to say to everybody, thank you very much for coming. The next webinar that we have is on the 3rd of September, Tuesday, the 3rd of September at 2 o'clock, 1400 hours. British time, UK time, and it's the beginning of a 3-part series that we are starting. We're so bold and encouraged by the kind of presentations that we've had from you, Anna, that we are now bold enough to have a 3-part series, and it's going to be on fundraising. So this is all the different ways in which you can fundraise, led by a key person, Christy Civetta, who has raised more money than I can imagine. She has raised so much money that it's just, the figures are just too big in my head. And she is going to lead these 3 programs. The first one of which is in September, and then Susan, I'm right in saying September, and then October and November, right? And of course, we'll share that. Susan, who is our coordinator, and thank you to you, Susan, for your help. Susan, who is our coordinator, will be putting out today, in fact, I think, or tomorrow morning, the description about this series of 3, which you are invited to enjoy along with the rest of the mental health collaboration. Great. Anna, once again, all the best and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Claude.
very much.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thank
to see you
you.
all. Thank you for
Hi,
joining.
Anna. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Beatrice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Real
See you on
pleasure.
Thank
Tuesday.
you.
Great pleasure. Great
Bye.
pleasure. Take care. Thanks, Marie. Take care.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
God bless everyone.
There we are, Anna. All the best and thank you.
Thank you.